It matters most. HyperDirectory is your local business directory partnered with the Ocala Chamber and Economic Partnership to bring you trusted local businesses. Keeping Ocala local. Use hyper.directory. No triple W, not even .com. Just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to businesses when it matters most.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 6 minutes after 11 o'clock, I want to take you by the hand and walk you over to a door, okay? And behind the door, you're going to meet a very interesting lady. She's a sheriff. And my gosh, you're going to go on a roller coaster ride after you get through that door. And your guide will be J.A. Jance. She has written a book that it's like when you open the book, it's like going through a door and finding yourself in this world where everything is so complicated. The book is called Downfall. It is a Joanna Brady novel of suspense. Good morning, J.A. Jance. Judith Ann. Good morning, J.A. J.A. Judith. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, and
Uh-oh. Say it again?
I said I'm fine, and I'm delighted to be here.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Well, I had a little bit of a glitch there, I guess, with the audio. Where are you calling from?
Well, I'm sitting on my patio in Tucson, Arizona, and the phone has been working fine up until right now. I hope it continues to work.
Yeah, it's okay right now. So the cover of the book is like a door, and you enter into this world that you have created for all of us, and it's kind of like you want to go back out the door, but then you want to keep going forward because you just want to find out what happens next. And you've got a way of weaving a story, telling a story that does that to us.
Well, thank you. Joanna Brady is a character I've written 1.7 million words about. This is the 17th book in her series. And so she and I have been together for many years now. And she lives a complicated life. She's a sheriff in southeastern Arizona in Cochise County, where I grew up. She is running for re-election. This will be her third term in office. She has an 18-year-old child going off to college. She has a 5-year-old son going into kindergarten. She's pregnant with her third child. Her mother and stepfather died, and she's planning their funerals. And oh, by the way, she just had a double homicide land in her jurisdiction.
Right,
she is a busy lady.
Yeah, but we like her. We like her. We just feel for her, and it's like we're with her, and we're like afraid that something worse is going to happen.
Well, it very nearly does. What I tried to do when I set out writing about Joanna, as a reader of mysteries, I don't have a lot of patience with these solo protagonists who live alone with maybe a dying ficus in their living room and can devote every moment of every day to the case. Mm-hmm. Most of us live more complicated lives than that. And I've tried to give Joanna a complicated life, and that makes her, I think, a more interesting character.
But she really does a great balancing act between family and the a sense of duty. I mean, she does have a focus when she is in one arena, but she's always thinking about what's going on in the other arena, and that makes her very likable.
Well, the other thing is the thing that makes it possible for her to look at her job with the kind of focus she gives it is the fact that she has Butch Dixon at home as a partner and a backstop, and he is an invaluable resource to her. Years ago, when Butch Dixon showed up in the third book, I thought he was a one-book character. And then he just wouldn't go away.
It's like real men. We don't go away.
And just some men will not go away. That's correct. And so when he asked her to marry her, the woman who was my editor then said, "Oh, don't let them get married. Then it'll be too boring." And I disagree with that, because I think putting lives together in marriage is a complicated issue, and I think it makes for the characters to be more interesting rather than less.
Have you heard from sheriffs around the country who are fans of the book? And because I'm guessing the challenge of having this job that it's impossible to not take home with you, but at the same time you almost have to leave it at the workplace. That's kind of hard when you're a sheriff, isn't it?
Well, in this country, at any given time, there are approximately 1,400 sheriffs. Of that number, less than 50 are female, and of those 50, 10 of them are in my database. Yes, I do hear from them. And
Yes,
like what I do. They think that what I've written is a reflection of their own experience.
Mm-hmm.
See, but so the male sheriffs don't relate to it, huh? I would think there'd be some part of it that they would relate to.
Oh no, I hear from male law enforcement people all the time as well, but the books really resonate with the female sheriffs. Believe me.
I have go ahead, I'm sorry.
You also have the people that work for her. They have the utmost respect, and when they are investigating this, they're not just assuming anything. As soon as one part of the puzzle is overturned, another piece comes up, and they're very intrigued to get to the truth.
Well, that's true. We see the department that Joanna has created functioning in large measure without her writing the book. So when her chief deputy was lured away to become the police chief in a nearby town, she promoted her jail commander, Tom Hadlock, to the level of chief deputy. And he was a little out of his depth. For one thing, he was not at ease with the media relations requirements of the job. And so she sent him to Toastmasters and gave him the support he needed to become a more capable public speaker. Well, at the end of this book, he is faced with a very dangerous situation where Joanna's life is at risk. And it was really gratifying to me to see him step up and grow into the job and the faith that Joanna has always shown in him. And I think it's part of Joanna's character that the first time Tom Hadlock didn't quite measure up, she didn't throw him out on his ear. She helped him figure out a way to do his job better.
And that is really, really wonderful about your characters. They have that reciprocity of respect, and then they still have their own personal world that they disappear into.
There's this book is preceded by a novella. It's primarily an ebook novella, but it's also available as a mass market paperback. It's called Random Acts, and in that book, Joanna's mother and stepfather perish as a result of a freeway shooting, of a sniper on the freeway. It's a random act of violence, to which Joanna responds with a random act of kindness.
Oh, wow.
But the action in that novella precedes the action in Downfall by just a day or two. So new readers might want to try Random Acts before they read Downfall. And novellas, somebody asked me the other day, well, what's the purpose of a novella? Have you ever been to a wine tasting? They give you little of various kinds of wine in the hope that you'll buy a bottle or a case.
That's a good comparison.
That's what novellas are for. It's to give readers a taste of author's work to see if they can't pull you in to their books. And for years, people have told me reading my books is like eating Fritos. Just one.
That's right. You have to do your series.
All right. I actually have a copy of the book. It's called Downfall, and maybe get the novella first and then read this one. But if you want the copy that was sent to me, you can have it. Just call me. I'll put your name on it. It'll be waiting for you here at the studios. The rest of us have to go buy it. And J.A., give us a website. Is it your name, jajance.com?
It's jajance.com, and on it they'll find my schedule. They'll find on the contact link. If they would like to be on my newsletter list, send me a note with their first and last name, city, and state. And they can also read my blog, which is sort of a window on this writer's world.
Okay,
wow.
Excellent.
Marvelous.
What an honor to have you on our show. Thank you, J.A., for being on the show, and come back anytime.
Okay, thank you much.
All right, we will be right back.